play an ukulele.
Okay, so we're starting this. Can I talk?
No. There's never anyone really in here. There's still nobody in here, but a lot of people come back and watch these videos. So we really appreciate you guys who watch our live streams in a rerun. So this is literally just for you, because there's nobody in here right now.
Yeah.
So
this is going to be, I guess, a little bit of a different type of live stream. We have never done 2 live streams in 1 week, because honestly, we didn't think that we would be able to do any live streams in Hawaii. But now that we realize we can, we're like, let's get weird. Let's do another one. It's Sunday, right?
Well, really, we'll be frank with you guys with what really happened. Well, it's been kind of a whole mess this weekend. Yesterday, we were gonna, if you were here for our last live stream, we talked about making a video about kind of how we survive on $500 here in Hawaii a month. Yes. So we're gonna make that video, and instead of being able to make that video yesterday, we had to move the bus from that spot because our cats were following us to the house.
Yeah.
Like, we never expected them to actually walk that distance through a yard all the way to the house. Whenever we were going up the stairs, and there are 2 dogs and 2 other cats there. So ballsy Tabby over here just strolls right up to the house because she missed us.
Yeah.
And basically
just
causing an issue because one of Sarah's cats ran away for like 4 or 5 days, and it was kind of right around when our cats got here. So we don't know if there's any correlation, but we're really just trying to keep them all separated because that cat came back. And we wanted to try to keep her cat here and our cats at the bus. So we moved much further away. We moved back to
the original spot, if you guys remember. Yeah, and it's all good. The good thing about this spot is, which was kind of the sad thing when we first moved it, was that this spot has lots of great trees. So from basically like 10:30 on, we have shade over the entire bus.
It was so green. There was always a breeze going through. This spot's actually way better. I don't know why we ever left it.
The other spot, we wanted that grand view, and then this spot is also literally right next to the road.
Yeah.
We were a little nervous about, now that our cats are kind of meandering outside more often, we were kind of worried that they were going to go up to the road. And
we have this giant tarp, the tarp that we were hanging over us at the last spot. I just staked to the ground.
Yeah.
And so there's no view out of this side of the bus at all. Tabby's enjoying looking at the tarp over there, but it at least keeps them from being able to see us at the road.
Since there's a strange echo in your audio. Is anyone else having any issues with the audio? 63 of you in here. Thank you
67.
So much.
Hey guys.
Wow.
Happy Sunday.
Thumbs up this live stream.
So the reason we're doing this live stream instead of the video we were talking about releasing, first off, we're going to be doing live streams every Sunday once again. So we're really stoked about that. But we were going to make another video today, and I went to edit it this morning. I got up, pulled the computer out, fired up Adobe Premiere, and up came your payment has expired. You haven't updated your payment.
Yeah.
So what happened was we right when we got to Hawaii, we lost our PayPal card, and our PayPal card is the kind of our main.
It's like our only.
It's our only card. Is our PayPal card,
yeah.
And that's how when we get paid from YouTube, or we get paid from Amazon affiliates, or someone just donates money to us, it goes straight onto this card, and we lost it. And so we got a new card, but forgot to update all of our, you know how it is. When you get a new card, you forget to update Spotify and Netflix.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you get those notifications and you have to pull it out, do it all over again. But we kind of just ignored Adobe's for a while.
Like the past 2 weeks.
Yeah. And now I'm locked out of Adobe Premiere.
And we have to wait until Monday morning to call Adobe and get it all figured out. Anyway.
So that's why I'm not editing a video right now. And we're here live, and we're super glad we're here live. You guys, just 76 of you.
Yeah, thank you guys
Smash that like
so
button,
much.
guys. Come on.
Please.
Unless you hate us.
I was kind of saying that, and then I got a little steamrolled by you. But yes,
Sorry.
please.
I'm in steamroll mode right now. I'm excited.
I know.
I'm happy to be here with you guys.
Yeah, for
sure. Do you want to read some
sure.
comments, love? I'm going to go check on my tea.
Okay. So I don't know if any of you guys follow us. Well, that got real dark. I don't know if any of you guys follow us on Instagram, but I did a pretty long Instagram story yesterday. Sorry, I'm trying to fix the lighting. It's so dark. Anyway, I did a long Instagram story kind of saying what was going on, and I got lots of Instagram messages of people wanting to know more. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. If you have any specific questions, please feel free to leave them for us. Sharky Belgard said, "Are y'all still happy there? What would you change?" I'd say
That's a
we're
great question, Sharon.
yeah, we're super happy to be here. Absolutely. I think besides the whole animal situation and besides the fact that we moved the bus yesterday, there have been a couple other little things with this work exchange that we've been trying to work out.
Balance.
Yeah, and balance. Because it seemed as though I look so crazy
I'm
because
sorry, I'll hop back.
yeah.
The kids have been on Christmas break for the past 2 weeks, so they've been home all day. And there's 4 of them, and we're just outnumbered. So we were getting kind of burnt out. Sorry, I haven't taken a shower today.
Neither have I. I've literally been doing laundry and cleaning their house all day long, so it's a little crazy.
We've just been kind of getting a little burnt out, and we needed to keep in mind that they're going back to school tomorrow.
Yeah.
Things are going to settle down. We're going to get back into a routine. Things are going to be great. It's weird when you don't even look up at the view and you don't even think about going to the beach because you're too busy.
It's a little scary,
So
actually.
yeah, it's kind of scary.
That's why we moved to Maui.
Exactly. You don't want to overlook the beauty of it all because you're too busy to get into it. So that's a great question. That's what we would change. And yes, we're still happy.
Yeah, so we actually had like a 2-hour long conversation with, it's okay. We had a 2-hour long conversation with Sarah this morning, sort of trying to rethink the structure of things. And I think that's going to help a lot. But essentially, so you guys know, transparency is everything. We have it set so that I'm doing like more housekeeping, child watching type stuff in the morning while she's able to go out and do her thing, get groceries, do whatever else she needs to do. And then Chad will be doing like special projects. Like today he fixed the irrigation and other little things.
Right. I literally just got done. Well, people came and fixed their irrigation. There's a whole network of irrigation here. Sprinklers underground, for those of you who don't know.
Yeah.
And they all got fixed and hooked back up, but the timer got reset. So you have to go in and individually program every zone to go off at a certain time. So I just discussed them this time that we went to go through and do all that, and we had to get some PVC pipe from Home Depot, and I'm cutting out a section of PVC that's been cracked and replacing it. It's a whole thing, but basically I'm the handyman and Zaina's the nanny.
Yeah, so we're trying to limit the amount of hours that we're doing that is the point that we're trying to make, because there's like, I just started my other channel, we have Living Zeal, and we're just trying to create more of a routine so that by like noon, it's now 2, but usually by like noon or 1 o'clock we're done and we have the rest of the day to do what we need to do. So that's what we're trying to work on.
That's what we're shooting for.
We got
a lot of comments. Thanks, guys. Happy Sunday.
Marty said it's cool
Texas.
that you live in a bus.
Thanks.
We think so too.
We think so too. It's our second.
Rosie S said, do you feel like it's time to move on?
From here?
I guess so. I don't
from
know
the
if you mean
spot or
from,
Maui?
Yeah, that's what I was
Well,
wondering.
neither. It's not time yet.
Mm-mm.
We're not going to be here forever, and we know that. That's just, but we don't know when the time is. We're kind of leaving it all up to the universe right now. We're just in the ebb and flow of it all, so to speak. We're just trying to make the right decisions in the right moments, rather than hastily leave our manifestations because we think the grass might be greener or we missed something. So.
Yeah. I think we're still happy to still be in Maui, and we really have a list of things that we want to do for the remainder of the time that we're here, and we plan on being here for like the near future to long future. We don't exactly know. We'll keep you guys updated though. Somebody said that there's still an echo, baby.
There's still an echo.
Maybe, I don't know.
Really sorry about that. Let me try to. Maybe it's because ours is on. Is that? I guess they probably couldn't hear us just now.
Better?
Oh, it's better? Oh. All right.
Okay. You guys know. It says audio keeps going out. That's because Chad was clicking on and off.
Wait, do you know where the purple microphone is?
It's okay. Does it sound good right now? Sound good or sound bad? Good? I think your guys' messages are a little bit delayed from what I'm seeing. Sounds good? Sounds good? Everyone says sounds good, babe. We're good. Okay, cool. All right, let me go back up to the comments. Thank you for the 66 of you that are in here. Thank you for being here. Okay, Robert Heitner said, what was the biggest #1 reason you moved to Hawaii from Colorado? I think we're okay, baby. You're going to put it in the mic anyway?
If there's an echo. Still on echo.
What was the biggest
reason from Colorado? You know, I guess it's kind of a long story, but I lived in Maui already. I lived in Kupilati, which is just a few miles from here, in 2011. And I'd always wanted to come back and do it differently. I always wanted to come back and not have to get sucked into getting a job and paying rent and not being able to go to the beach and all that. Basically what we've been afraid of happening. So I wanted to come back and do Hawaii in a van. I always had the vision of doing like Hawaii in a Volkswagen van again, or bus.
Right.
That was kind of my vision always, was coming and living, just doing the hippie lifestyle in Hawaii and making it happen. That was long before I met Zaina. That was just something that was always on the bucket list. Mentioned it to her, that was something I've always wanted to do.
And it just got locked into our mind, like, we're doing that.
Yeah. As soon as I said that, she was like, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Let's do that. So then we just started manifesting it. This was a little over about a year and a month ago, maybe.
Do you guys know how it is? Like, perspective is everything, right? So when we weren't in Maui, living in Colorado, it was so much easier to be like, oh, Maui is going to be this, 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 and this. And then now that we're in Maui, we find ourselves not unhappy to be here by any means, but we find ourselves like seeing people on Instagram who are just traveling the U.S. on BLM van, thinking like, oh, that's awesome. Cool.
Yeah.
That's just a human. That's like a human flaw. I think.
Totally.
And we're trying really hard to stay like present in the moment and not think like that, because that will happen again eventually. Like Living Zeal eventually will be going back to the mainland, whether it's in this bus or whether we do another conversion or whatever it is. We will be traveling on BLM land and be traveling throughout the U.S. again, for sure. We just don't know when that'll be. And right now we're trying to like soak up every moment in Maui because there's so much we haven't done.
Right. One thing we want to do, we've been talking about it yesterday. Maybe you guys can help us do this if you know the island at all. We want to make a Maui bucket list.
Mm-hmm.
So things that we just have to check off this list while we're here in Maui. Obviously, we're going to make videos about all of that, the Living Zeal, and they're going to be awesome. I'm really excited to edit those up. But we have a few ideas already for things that we really want to do and things we need to do again. Like, I really would love to go spend some real time at that Red Sand Beach in Hana.
Yeah.
Just you and me, just kick it. Like every time we've been there, it's been with somebody, and it's been like, all right, let's go see the next thing.
Right.
Some of the things that we've already seen, I would love to see again with more intimacy. Like just you and me, just hanging out beneath the waterfall without trying to show somebody else, you know?
I'm like a little bit further up trying to get comments that were answered before the whole audio thing. So Velvet Sky said, are you planning on planting roots in Hawaii, like a possible homestead or tiny living? And I know we kind of just talked about that, but I just wanted to reiterate something that we have learned recently and has become very prominent in our life is that the one thing about being in Maui and being on someone else's land and work exchanges and everything is it's not ours, right? So even though this is all incredible and we're so grateful to be able to be here, it's not ours, and it could be taken from us at any minute. It's not something that we can, like, we thought about building a deck and stuff on this land, but ultimately it's not our land, right? So what we've taken away from this is we're still of the mindset that we want to buy our own land someday. We want to build our own house on that land someday. And if it takes us longer to be able to homestead, then that's okay. But we've learned being here that it needs to be ours, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That is, you said it perfectly, hon. Like really, it is really an awesome experience being here. We would never be able to make this happen just ourselves, and to be able to help somebody, we help Sarah quite a bit, and she helps us quite a bit by
she just gave us 2 things of organic greens today. I'm like, yes, please.
So anyway, it's pretty amazing, but we really look forward to doing our own thing eventually, and we're always going to live alternatively. When we do build a house, we've been talking about this house called the Georgia House.
Yes.
It's a 2 shipping container house that we really want to build. Look it up on YouTube. It's this guy who built a shipping container home in Savannah, Georgia.
So good.
It's brilliant, honestly.
You can explain it though, because it's
it's like one full 40-foot shipping container, and then they built a vestibule in the middle, just an area that's closed off to bridge the gap between the next.
And they're
shipping
kind of
container
staggered
house.
a little bit.
So there's a porch on the outside of the shipping container house. There's also a porch on the outside of this shipping container house, and it's kind of all living space.
But it's like open
between.
concept, and then the two staggered corners are like where the 2 bedrooms would be.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's really, really
We did
cool.
the whole thing for $50,000.
Yes. So that's something we want to do.
Yeah. We're all about sustainability. We're all about
Off-grid living.
Off-grid living, just being alternative with your thought process and like trying to make things work because they can work. You can live inside a shipping container. Why not?
Yeah.
You know, you can live inside a bus. Why not? You know, a lot of people will try to put parameters on your ways of thinking, and you just can't let it happen. Like people tell Xana she can't have a baby in the bus. It's like, well, why not?
Whatever we want.
Yeah, we can do whatever we want. Like you can do whatever you want. People have I don't know, over years and years let more and more of this outside perspective, you know, weigh in on, and then over time society has completely shifted, and now people kind of lost their way, I think.
Yeah. All of that is very true. Hi D Silva. Hi Ben and Stacy.
Hey, D Silva.
Hi Oshkosh, it's Josh. Hi Chef. So many awesome people in here. Thank you all.
I'm just gonna mosey on out of the frame.
Yeah, some people have already seen that video too. Anyway, so yeah, that's kind of where we're at with things and living. Oh, okay. Anyway, that's where we're at with everything. We don't know exactly what the timeline is. Honestly, the timeline for everything depends upon the growth of Living Zeal and like just having the money to be able to put $50,000 into a house. But it'll all come in perfect time. We're so trusting, whether you want to call it the universe, God, spirit, whatever it is. We're so trusting that things happen in a divine time. And if you are on the right path, doing the right things, which we've said multiple times, then things will avail themselves to you in perfect timing. So we know that. And, you know, with this channel, it's like we haven't even hit 10,000 subscribers yet, which we thought that we would have. But we look back at a lot of our other videos and we can see, you know, mistakes that we made along the way that, you know, we lost subscribers for, or just certain things that we should have done differently in the future. And we're just trying to learn from all of that so that the channel can grow the way that we want it to grow in the future. But it's all good.
It's amazing. I mean,
it's all learning.
Let's look at it in perspective, guys. I know a few of you have been with us from the very, very beginning.
Yeah.
Sova, and I know Doug's been here for quite a while. But anyway, think about it. In 1 year, we got to Maui, and we're doing exactly what we want to be doing.
Yeah.
Because of Living Zeal, and we started following our dreams, and we started living the life we wanted to live. So the way we look at it now is, it's like we made it. Like, we're not trying to say like what's next per se. We know what we want to be doing.
We've always known.
And we've always known exactly what we want to be doing when the time comes to settle down, so to speak. Our version of settling down.
I don't think we'll ever settle down.
Yeah, I don't really. I mean, you know, when we build our own house on our own property, that's going to be us settling down. But we're going to still have a bus and a van, and we're going to still go on adventures. And we're going to do multi-continental adventures. And we love it. It's going to be amazing. But we're trying. I talked about this in a video or two ago. Just living in your manifestation. That's something we're really trying to do, because it's easy to say, "What's next? What's next?"
Right.
When
it's very human
you see
thing.
the same amazing, unbelievable view every day, it starts to become the same view every day, and you have to shift perspective to say, "Wow, like that's not just the same view every day. That's unbelievable," and I need to get into that. And that's why we still want to get into Maui and do our bucket list here, and dig deeper and build Living Zeal.
Yes, exactly.
We felt a calling to come here and build Living Zeal simultaneously. Like, really work on speaking our truth.
Yeah.
Might sound weird, but really just saying exactly what we want to say to you guys, whether we're going to lose subscribers or not. Like, kind of just uncensor ourselves and just
not filter anything.
Yeah,
I think we got into that for a little bit, and we talked about this in the last live stream, so I'll be brief. But one big thing that we want to do in Maui is we are still working on this website, which is like Living Zeal photography and videography. Because we think it would be so cool to travel around and have different like photography gigs, or, you know, different wedding gigs. D Silva, thank you so much.
D
My
Silva.
goodness. Thank you. Honestly.
You rock so hard. That's
Amazing.
that's amazing.
Thank you.
Oh my
Thank
God,
you.
T, I was just thinking about you today. I really, when we get back, like you're going to be one of the first people we meet up with.
Yes. This just, I don't know what I was talking about, but this just
Sorry.
reminds me, this is part of the reason too why when the time comes we want to come back to the mainland, because most of you guys are on the mainland.
Truly.
And we want to
When we
meet up
think
and
about
we
it-
want to caravan and we want to
Mhm.
like, I could see D Silva and I and her husband and Chad like caravanning to Mexico, like to
Mhm.
Baja or something. And yeah,
I know.
that's stuff that we
Vanessa.
really want to do. Oh yeah, Vanessa as well. For real.
Hers is more parked up like ours is right now. It's all right.
We want to have like a schoolie meetup, van life meetup, whatever. Once we get land purchased, we still want to like, we're still thinking about potentially building tiny houses and renting them out in Landon, Colorado, but that's
We have a lot of different feelers.
Livingville photography. We want to take lots of awesome footage while we're in Maui because it's so easy to take incredible footage here. So that's something that we want to do to like build our
that
portfolio.
I've been trying to, those of you who know anything about me, I went to the Art Institute of Washington back in 2008, 10 years ago,
Yes.
11 years ago. And anyways, wow, I kind of forgot what I was talking about because I just realized how old I am. Went to college for photography 11 years ago, and I've been trying to really figure out a way to make it my life. Living Zeal has been a great way for me to fulfill that artistic desire, but been wanting to have our own photography business for a while. So Living Zeal Photography is going to be something that, and videography, I'm going to do like drone stuff. It's going to be the whole 9 yards, and we're really excited about it. Just being able to go places and take you guys along with us, being traveling photographers in our bus.
And something hilarious is like as soon as we got to Maui, there was this opportunity that came up to be a wedding videographer in Vail, Colorado. It just is like kind of comical.
Yeah.
But we'll have those same opportunities here in Maui, and we're going to soak this place up.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Fueled by Green, yes, you can join our caravanning crew.
Please.
Absolutely.
When we get the land, we want to have full schoolie meetups,
I just
schoolies,
said that,
vans,
baby.
RVs. I'm just reiterating. There's 5 people who have come here since you said Colorado was phenomenal. Sorry, man. They're just talking about Colorado a lot.
Yeah, for sure. Speedy X2C said, "Good luck, guys. Waiting for you to announce we're pregnant." LOL. It's funny because once I mentioned in like, I can't remember if it was a Living Zeal video or a Zanime video. I know it was a Zanime video. I don't know if it was on Living Zeal though. That we are wanting to get pregnant in the next like year or two, and I think that's another thing we're realizing being here too. Like, we don't necessarily need a shipping container house in order to have a baby. We could totally do that on this bus, but we do need to be like doing our own thing in order to be able to have our own kid, right?
Yeah, just the stability and the structure.
And
It's going to be, you know,
gonna be a lot
this is
of
going to be their
time.
house, so that's going to be their stability, but
Yeah.
they need to be, I don't want to bring a kid into something unfair situation.
And Jinty fell on YouTube, literally like family goals. Let me just tell you, I talked about it before, but they have like
2 days
a
ago.
3-year-old daughter and she's 7 months pregnant, and they are doing it in a short bus conversion in Australia, and it's really inspiring and awesome. Amazing.
Hello, Tim. Hello, Jeff.
Yeah, someone said a lot of people have weddings on the island. Yeah,
Absolutely.
we're trying to kind of capitalize on this next wedding season.
Really interesting thing that it's a really interesting thing that's happened here in Maui. Wow, it's kind of a lot to talk about, but I'm going to try to summarize it. So Airbnb has forced a lot of people out of renting here on the island. For example, the cottage here.
No, Airbnb hadn't forced anyone.
No, people did, but the overuse of Airbnb, the overuse of renting out what was once being rented out to a tenant, now rented out for a vacation rental. You can make more than twice as much money a month doing that
in Maui.
So everybody started doing that. So then the population of Maui actually started decreasing. People could not afford to live here anymore.
And there weren't not only, it's not just that people couldn't afford to live in Maui, it's like there literally weren't places available.
Just weren't anywhere.
People were renting out their extra spaces.
Exactly. So the state took notice of this. And now you're not allowed to rent out your guest house on Airbnb.
Yeah.
If they catch you renting out your guest house, you get fined $20,000 a
day. This
A day.
just passed January 1st, 2019. So anyway, I don't know where you're going with that.
I'm going somewhere with that because it costs a lot to be a professional at what you do on this island.
Right.
And because of that, there aren't a lot of surviving professional photographers here on Maui. Photographers don't make very much money. I don't know if you guys know about that. But photographers really don't make a ton of money. I mean, there's that wedding season where you can make a few bucks, but really you're only spread so thin. You can't do as many weddings as hours you have because it's just so much processing. And anyway, so the fact of the matter is there are only a few professional photographers here who can afford to live in Maui, and they charge
Crazy.
pretty outrageous prices. So because we live in a bus and because I have 15 years of experience as a photographer and all the
Because we
equipment,
know how to live on a budget.
we can actually kind of undersell them and make very
Still
living.
come out well for us, you know, because some photographers are charging $10,000, $15,000 for one wedding day, and we're like, we can do way less than that, and that would still be like so much money for us. We could live off for forever.
So anyway, that's kind of been
that's like our next
business endeavor. I've
thing.
done a little market research and discovered that there are people who survive professionally in Maui are like really legit because they have to do. Okay,
You have to show them. Look at this cat. Oh my gosh. Absolutely amazing.
The door will be wide open.
So
and she'll
good.
just chill in here.
She loves to be in the bus. It's incredible. Is this weird? This is Living Deal for you. Okay,
I
little
hope people
kitty.
just came in.
Will you pet her? She needs love. Anyway, that was just like, that's ridiculous. When you see a cat that cute, oh my goodness. How are the ants doing?
Oh, they're doing great. We're not.
They're
doing
doing fantastically.
Actually,
Honestly,
not that bad.
yeah. Once we moved,
I can't take it.
they literally can't.
Uh,
What were we talking
ants.
about?
So the ants actually in the house are more prominent. Now she's like covering her eyes and doing that whole cute cat thing. Okay. Because it's
People are
more of a settled
dropping out.
structure. Yeah, sorry, guys. It's more of a settled structure. All the dog people, and the ants have had time to like build colonies in there.
Yeah. So cockroaches and ants are actually much worse in like this
The house.
very nice house. Whereas in the bus, we have it kind of under control. We have an essential oil spray mixed with some water that we spray around the bus every single day, and then we also spray in here. Somebody suggested putting peppermint essential oils on cotton balls and like sticking them in corners, and we haven't tried that yet, but we are going to do that. We need to get some cotton balls to do that.
Yeah, we have the peppermint essential oil, so why not?
But yeah, the ants are pretty real. The bugs in Hawaii, like,
It's a serious thing. I got ate up right
Chad
before.
gets attacked by mosquitoes like nothing I have ever seen.
It's bad.
It's incredible.
I'm very vascular. Maybe they're just like that's a clear. I mean, you can see. I don't know if you guys can see.
Sorry, that
I have like 7 bites on my arm right there.
Yeah.
No, they're fading away. Yeah, the mosquitoes are real. I got to figure that situation out. Let's see. The water bowl around the pet food is genius, says Rosie.
Yeah, right? Having what's it called?
A moat.
A moat. Kitty moat.
Kitty moat.
Anyway, do you guys have any questions or what else should we chat about? I think after this live stream,
I'm blown away by dude.
I know, right?
We have an ukulele. I played it at the beginning of this video when no one was in the room. So, yeah, we have it. Oh, it's right next to the singer.
Do you want to play us a little tune?
You want to play a little tune?
Play us a little tune.
I'm working on that Israel Come All the Way.
Like the thumbs up button if you want. If you want.
You're gonna get it whether you want it or not. That's Over the Rainbow.
Thank you.
Yeah,
That
you're
was
welcome.
lovely. Yay. Sorry, I was reading comments.
I love the ukulele. I actually have my Gibson Les Paul on board too, and I've only pulled it out once, but I pick this up every day.
Okay, sorry. Another comment. Someone said, "Do you guys miss the cold and the snow?" I miss looking at the snow, but I do not miss the cold. My fingers
the
and
snow.
toes get so numb in the cold. It's like kind of insane. I don't know why the lighting keeps fluctuating.
Yeah, it's just it's trying. It's trying to do its best. Sorry, guys. The cold and the snow. I love the like romanticism of the snow.
Yeah.
I love the idea of going skiing. I've been skiing once, so I really like the idea of going to like the chalet and hanging out and
For
drinking coffee
sure.
and just looking at the snow. But the truth of it is, when you live somewhere that's in the mountains, it snows so frequently that when I think of snow now, I think of like gray days
Yeah.
that are just like dreary and snow covered. And
Boston,
my favorite days were when the sun would come out and it was snowy.
and it was
In
also a
Colorado.
little different with snow in the bus. Like I used to always like snow and cold a little bit more until we moved into a bus, just because when we talked about this all last year, so you guys kind of know, but it's a little different when you don't have a whole lot of like space to walk around and move in, so you're kind of confined indoors a lot of the day. But
It was
you can
real.
deal.
I'm gonna be honest
It's
with you
doable.
guys. I know a lot of you saw it. And if you haven't, we have 180 videos. Go watch them from last year when we were living in a bus covered in snow and ice and negative, get down to like negative 16 that we
Yeah.
saw. We had the wood stove and we had a propane heater and we had 3 comforters, 2 cats, and us cuddling on each other.
It's
And
pretty real.
there's only so much you can do to actually keep an area and without losing windows
Yes.
more.
Indeed. Sharky Belgard said, "Do y'all fish?"
I've definitely been fishing. I've been fishing in Hawaii a couple times back in 2011. I haven't gone fishing in a while though. I like the idea of sitting there and kind of meditating with my fishing pole. I don't know if I like the idea of catching fish.
Yeah, I don't. I last time I went fishing was probably like, I don't know, 8 years ago or something with my brother and my dad. But yeah, I don't think I would go fishing now. Yeah.
I would definitely. I don't know. Like I stand behind what I just said. And it might sound so contrary, but it's true. Like I really love the idea of going and hanging out at a lake, casting a line in, just watching the bobbers, meditating, sitting there, drinking a beer or whatever, some iced tea. I love the idea of that. But then when you actually have to catch the fish and kill it, and rip the hook out of its mouth and put it in a cooler, and then you get home and you have to gut it and bone
It's
it,
just a lot.
I don't care for the idea of that. But I like that, like skiing. I don't want to ski. I just want to go hang out in the chalet and watch the other people ski.
And that being said, we don't eat a lot of fish either, so it's not like oh, we're not willing to do that, but we'll pay for someone else to do
Yeah.
it. Like we just don't eat a lot of fish.
Yeah.
I
I do eat my fish, not a lot, but I probably have tuna once a week.
Yeah.
Here on Maui.
Chef said, now that you moved, or you saw the electric cord.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Way to throw the electric cord over this like 40-foot gulch.
Oh my gosh,
And
so scary.
it
So
didn't
many
make it.
spiders.
Like we tried to throw it over the gulch. It didn't make it. So I had to crawl down into this like overgrown.
I tried and I was like, I cannot.
It was so gnarly. It was bad. At one point I was cornered by spider webs and just these massive garden
Terrible.
spiders. You know the garden spiders. They're like yellow, white, and black, and they're huge. I mean, they're very like elegant. They kind of look like that.
They're super pretty. Anyway, that was gross.
Anyway, we got the extension cord over and we have power on the bus again. Yes.
Sala13 said, I had giant bowls of tuna in Oahu. For those of you guys that don't know, I've said this before, but when Chad moved to Hawaii in 2011, he got gout in his foot, which is where you get it.
From excess tuna.
So we have been
Surprised they didn't mark it
very,
for you.
very careful to not allow that to happen again. Lighting.
See if it makes it better.
Absolute noise right now. Somebody asked earlier if there's been any other like construction that we've done on the bus. We're trying to keep it so simple, but we definitely want to trim out these windows behind us all over the bus at some point.
You guys will see all the construction we do on Living Seal. We'll definitely make videos about it for sure. Yeah, I look a little tired too. I think the next actual project is probably going to be that flip up. We're going to do like a little flip up table that we can cook on right in front of the door.
And we're going to build out a drawer for like silverware
silverware
and all the goods.
Right now it works. I mean, we really like being humbled by stripping it all away and then kind of rebuilding piece by piece. And it is a very humbling process.
Yeah.
And it also makes you realize what you can live without, though.
For sure. Absolutely.
Gosh. I thought you were coming on the bottom. Well,
into our suitcase.
Josh said he was going to come on the bottom of our last lunch, which we could not bring. So sorry about that, Josh. Get over here, though. We'll hang out.
Somebody said, do you have a bong? No, we do not. We actually don't really do a whole lot. We haven't drank anything since we've been in Hawaii, and we haven't really been smoking a whole lot of marijuana because, for many reasons. One, it's extremely expensive. Two, I find that I'm like fighting exhaustion all day, like trying to combat it with caffeine, and I have so much more energy and I'm so much more like clear-headed when I'm sober. Can you believe it?
It's kind of
And
cool. I don't know.
I don't know. You don't really want to be. You don't want life to be tapered down when you're in Maui at all. I don't feel.
It's kind of cool when you don't really have the time or you don't necessarily want to. But
Yeah.
we definitely still indulge whenever the opportunity arises.
Yeah, for sure.
Not with a bong though. That would just put us out. Last time Xana hit a bong was at my best friend's house, and she
I was like,
nope.
never again. No. You know, like that anxiety people talk about when they smoke marijuana. I've never really experienced that until that time where I was like, am I dying? It was not good. So anyway, we're kind of trying to like move away from those things.
We'll always smoke weed.
Yeah,
I probably always smoke weed. I don't know. I never want to say I'm moving away from it, but
I'm personally trying to move away from it just because, for many reasons, but also being pregnant and breastfeeding and stuff. Like it just makes sense for me to start the process of moving away from that kind of stuff.
Well, if it ever gets to be to the point where you like, you know, I'll definitely stop if you need to stop. You know, if you can't smoke, I'm not going to sit there and smoke.
Anyway, yeah, and Chad used to smoke cigarettes, so I think marijuana is kind of like his compromise to that.
Yeah.
Can you check and make sure those are dogs?
I think that's Akina.
Sometimes the dogs come over here and it's a little scary.
Muffin, come on.
Hi, little muffin crab.
Who's the bean?
Which one of you have the stinkiest feet, Chad? For sure.
Yeah.
Stinkiest and dirtiest.
Yeah.
Look at them right now.
They're pretty gross.
That's like nothing. Normally these are covered black. It's
trying to keep them out of the bed, to be honest.
I
walk around without my shoes on a lot here.
I know, I do too. I'm just kidding. My feet get really dirty too. Was that the first kiss ever on this channel?
Wedding on this channel, friend.
You can't pronounce your name because it is written in a different language, but have you all thought about a boat life? Gets you from island to island, and the bus is good for home base.
Yeah, I've tried a couple times, and like I've watched a couple Sailing with Vagabond videos, and
I don't think it's for me.
I would love to do it, but
I honestly like to have a healthy fear of the ocean.
I don't know. From port to port is not.
The Pacific
scary.
Ocean kind of freaks me out.
You wouldn't have to go out on like open
here.
water if we're just port to port, or even island to island.
Yeah.
I think it'd be pretty cool.
Every time I see those movies where people get stuck in the ocean, I'm like, that is the ultimate. That's like the ultimate worst thing.
That's one KY staying. The Grizz. Those are the Hobbit feet. You got it. I Hobbit foot around here all the time.
Somebody said you look like Stephen Merchant. He has been told that.
I get that. I wish I had a British accent. Maybe I can fool it all.
How much propane do you use in a week? So we talked about this on the other live stream, so we'll be brief, but we're actually using an electric stove right now instead of a propane stove because our propane stove got infested with cockroaches and it's really small in here, and we're trying to move away from using tons of propane in the bus because we had to do that in the last bus, and I just I don't know.
We're actually using a low wattage electric stove. Let me put a little emphasis on that. Low wattage electric stove.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to make brown rice the other day, love?
Oh boy, it took me about 2 hours to be honest.
So I wonder if you do the calculation, because it's low wattage, it takes like 2 hours to do brown rice. That's leaving a stove on for 2 hours versus just having it on for half an hour at a high wattage. If you're actually using more wattage,
we're talking about propane usage.
Yeah, I know, but now we're actually talking about our power usage. There's kind of a funny hypocrisy little thing happening here on the island because there are an incredible amount of Teslas. And Hawaii is actually, especially Maui, is actually a very conservative county.
For sure.
There really are not a lot. It's not as progressive as people think. There are windmills lining the mountain, but they account for a couple hundred households. Most of the power here is from a diesel power plant. So they burn diesel fuel in these you can see it off the island in these massive smokestacks, and that's where they get their power from. So all these Teslas all over the island, hundreds of Teslas that we see, are all charging off of diesel fuel, and I just find that kind of ironic.
I know
it's stupid, right?
Somebody said, do you think you'll ever look in Sinner NJ? Do you think you will ever look into buying your own property there?
Here,
I don't think
probably
so.
not. It's like stupid expensive.
Really
I
crazy
mean,
expensive.
if we
Like,
made it
yeah.
big, maybe, but it almost seems frivolous. Like I don't know if we'd ever really do that. It's an investment, so it's not that bad. But Sarah text?
Yes. We'll look at that in a minute.
There's a lot of people do.
Huh.
Here's how the pressure on them.
Oh, I have something to talk about with acne. I'm not wearing any makeup today, and it's pretty evident. So something I've learned from Sarah is that actually a lot of acne has to do with constipation because
Someone
usually,
with that crush.
yeah, this will help you with the crush on me. Let's talk about poo. So yeah, like normally your body's first method of like, getting rid of toxins and everything is through your poo. So if you're not being able to get all of that out through your poo, then it starts to
Toxins start.
come out through your face. So I have been taking this supplement that is a lower bowel formula, and I take
Christopher's.
like
It's all
3.
natural.
Yeah, it's like all natural, organic, whatever. I actually get it from Sarah. But yeah, it helps me with. I never consider myself as constipated or anything, but it helps me like poo a lot more often, and it's been helping my skin, although I haven't been taking it for the past couple days, and I can tell. Anyway, so nobody
So there
asked
you
to hear
go.
about that.
But we're giving it to you. That's the extra stuff, guys. That's why you tune into these live streams. You gotta turn that fan back on. Did it die? It's getting
Yeah,
hot in
it
here.
is getting hot here. You are like the warmest blooded human I've ever
kinda
been
sucks,
around.
like-
It's insane.
We cuddle for like 15
And
minutes,
then like,
and then she'll
it's
wake
too
me
much.
up. You're melting me, and push me away.
yes, exactly. Do.
What's for dinner?
Oh, what's for dinner?
Hmm.
Probably the same
Same thing we've had for like 2 weeks now.
Do we have any
Mashed
more of that? Babe?
potatoes and chili. We
Do we have any more?
Oh no, we might have to make a run down at the store. Yes, we have one more.
Yeah, I think we have to run down to Costco.
So this chili is super
Saved
good.
us.
Is that backwards for you guys? Sorry, it's Amy's chili, and it's delicious. It's all
Really
natural.
good. Yeah, it has like tofu and
I mean, it's
beans and
vegan.
veg and all sorts of stuff. And we make mashed potatoes with like vegan butter and onions and garlic and soy milk. And then we put that on top. And then we put some hemp seeds on top. And we want to get some nutritional yeast to put on top as well.
It's
Or
super
some like
good.
vegan cheese. but
Really
that's
hearty,
really
just a
expensive.
base of mashed potatoes, chili on top.
It's really good. Like,
super good.
let me just tell you. good.
And then for lunch, we just do peanut butter jellies and hummus and chips.
Today I made lunch for the kids. So today for lunch we had quinoa and kidney beans and tomatoes and avocado, and we try to eat like bowls, burrito bowls, even if it's not always like burrito ingredients. That's like the easiest
Yeah.
thing to make.
Mexican food just ends up being Mexican food is the most, if you're thinking about trying to make a transition from like to eating less meat or whatever, or eating just healthier.
Get
honestly,
real weird with some
Mexican food, you don't have to compromise. You really don't.
So good.
I eat all of my favorite stuff and just kind of replace the meat with more beans. And it's delicious. It's really, really
we
good.
have to go to Mexico.
Yeah, I know.
And if any of you guys follow the account on Instagram, Slow Car Fast Lane, I'm pretty sure we've talked about them before. They're in Baja right now, and I am like, oh my gosh, that looks amazing.
Mhm.
And the food is so cheap. They're not vegan or anything, but
That's why we're thinking next.
yeah,
If we have to pin a spot on a map and say we're going to be heading there next for a big destination, we want to go to Mexico.
Yeah.
And do bus life there for a little, just a tour, and live like kings. Because we're doing the opposite right now. We're living
the
like
avocados.
we have to really. That's why I'm trying to make this video about how
We survived.
we survive, because we have to. We have to shop at like 3 or 4 different places, and one of them in particular is only around on Saturday mornings between like 6 a.m. and 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Like it's gosh, we were leaving the school after dropping the kids off, and we just saw a poster that was like, how many 50-cent avocados?
Yeah.
And we called did we call the number? Did we ever get a hold of that guy?
I sent a text. I never heard that. Maybe
But it's
they
like
ran out
stuff
of
like
them.
that. It's kind of where you just, oh my gosh, there's food on sale. It almost feels interworldly a little bit trying to make it out here as a local, because everything is so stupid expensive.
I think Maui, somebody said the food in Oahu is like fairly inexpensive. I think Maui, like from what we've heard from other people, Maui in particular is very, very, very expensive.
I'll show you. I got some
Expensive.
prices yesterday. We walked around the grocery store with the G7X. I was taking video of how much stuff was. This is like $8.99 for some asparagus. Bread was like $7. Milk was $6 a gallon.
Yeah.
You know,
Asparagus
but I
really
got it
good.
on video. It'll be in the next video exactly how much stuff costs here in Maui and how we do it on $500 a month,
Yeah. Between
including
the
all of
both
our
of us.
bills. It's everything.
Food, everything. We used
everything.
to spend just $500 on food, but we've brought that way
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want you guys to know, a lot of people don't know our backstory. A lot of people don't know what we were doing before we came into bus life. I guess we haven't shared it very much, to be honest. I have been working for 15 years in the service industry, been a manager, bartender, server, host.
Somebody said they were a bartender saving for bus life.
There you go. I was a bartender saving for bus life too. That was exactly what I was doing a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. Literally. Working like 60, 70-hour weeks, just really, putting in the hours to make your life what you want it to be.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people think that we have never wanted to work or just kind of like
lazy.
we're just lazy or something. And it's like, no, we put in a lot of hours to then make the realization that life isn't about putting in all those hours unless you're trying to sort of make an exit from all that, like you're doing right now with your bartending saving.
For sure.
The people that we meet along this journey, gosh, like the Adam and Crystal Kings and people who are saving to do it, it inspires us so much because that was us right before we were here right now. Like,
absolutely.
It's just about doing it, like the D Silva started watching our channel when before she had a bus, long before she had a bus.
Before.
And, I think we sparked the initial kind of like, wow, yes, in her mind, and to know that we have impacted her life in a way that she has impacted our life. Like that's just it's mind blowing. And every time we meet one of you that's doing this, it is just confirmation that there are still smart people out there.
Yeah, I feel like Dean knows so many people who are doing bus life because I learn about people doing bus life and van life off of Facebook all the time. Yeah, broccoli is like $4 a pound, you guys.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's ridiculous. Unless you can go
like
to,
I don't even eat vegetables anymore, basically.
To farmers markets and sometimes find it for like $2 a pound. But they're just some vegetables and fruits that we just don't even touch anymore.
Like it's sad, honestly.
Raspberries, forget about it. Blueberries, grapes.
And all the berries.
Sometimes you can go to Pukalani Super Ed and get a little vine. Sorry, I'm guessing. You can get like a little one vine of grapes for like $3.
Yeah.
And I'll just do that for a snack.
And
I did before when we were loaded.
It's not that I know, right? It's not that we didn't expect this because I've already read a couple comments of people when we've talked about food being expensive. Like, I told you so. It's not that we didn't expect food to be expensive. It's fine, and we're so happy eating what we're eating. Like, don't get me wrong. We're making it and doing it and working
just finding the places. Balance.
It's just the fact that, like, we're big food people, and this is something else that we've learned. Like, to go back to the comment about would we buy property here. I don't think that we would ever be able to sustain ourselves the way that we want to live in a place with this high of a cost of living, even though we're not paying rent, like food and whatever, gas being so expensive. I would rather have our money go further and be able to eat like broccoli every single day than like once a month because it's so expensive.
That was a stark realization that we had here. We, I guess, ignorantly a little bit had that kind of mentality coming here, like, it's gonna be great. We're gonna go. Honestly, I had this experience when I was here before of being able to just go pick fruit off of trees. But that was kind of one experience with one person.
Yeah.
That made me think, there's probably tons of people all over the island. You can just walk around and pick fruit off of trees, and it's not like that. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous because a lot of people want fruit from Hawaii. A lot of people on the mainland want fruit from Hawaii. A lot of people in Japan want fruit from Hawaii. So they're taking all this fruit that only grows on a certain amount of land that is very, very coveted and like highly sought after land, and they're shipping it. So people on the island don't even get a chance. We're just like, forget about it. I gotta
pineapples.
Yeah.
Are like $10 a pineapple here. And they grow on islands, but they get so exported so much.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
$10 a pineapple. I'm not kidding. Anyway.
There's a lot of really interesting things we've realized.
People are saying grow your own.
Yeah. Truly, that's
For
what
sure.
that's what we want to do. I mean,
That's
that
the
would
other
be
thing
the
with
ultimate
being
dream.
on
Let's say
someone
we
else's land.
let's say we had, suddenly had a couple $1 million,
Couple
to
million
do anything we
dollars.
want with. Yeah, I mean that's the only way you could buy land here that you can plant your feet on and grow a garden.
Yeah.
Like we've looked
Truly.
at property around here, and just a plot of land is like $2 million. Just a plot without a house or anything. So it's kind of out there. Oprah actually lives about 5 miles from here. So
She owns like the top of the mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
Anyway.
We see ourselves living a little more humbly, I think is what we're trying to say.
But I did find Kona coffee is more expensive in Hawaii than in Michigan. Yeah, actually Walmart is the best place to get Kona coffee. And I don't even know.
$14.
Yeah, it's $14.99 or something for a bag, and that's not bad. But if you go to like Foodland, which is the main grocery store like Safeway or Albertsons or King Soopers or Publix or whatever, it's like what, $30 for a thing of 20, $25.
Yeah, so I'm gonna get closer and make it better.
Yeah, Walmart is nice.
Walmart, I mean the big corporations
good
that can
here.
afford.
I mean,
to not
Walmart's
take a
not
hit.
nice, but they're nice to us.
That's really what it is, and it sucks that we have to now support them because we're from Boulder. We met in Boulder, Colorado, and which is a town that ran Walmart out.
Yeah.
They shut Walmart down and ran them out of town because they are so about
Local.
small businesses, local businesses, kind of self-sufficiency, and that's where we came from. So it kind of really sucks actually having to survive on Walmart and Costco.
Yeah.
And they're the only two that we
It
really
is what it
use.
is,
It is what
though.
it is. Like we have to right now. It's literally twice as much, sometimes more than that, to go other places, and that's just the truth of it right now.
Darling said, "What did the natives think about the overpricing there on the island? I can't help but think that the Americans price the cost of living so high that the natives are suffering." Yes, the natives are absolutely suffering because of all of it, because of tourism and everything here. It's a really dicey situation. And right before we moved to Hawaii, we were not right before, but a little bit before, a couple months before, we were at a family event. And why is it so dark?
So it's leaning back.
We were at a family event, and one of my cousins that's very like feminist and very what other words describe?
Strong-willed,
like
and
I don't even know.
No, she's just like progressive, hyper liberal.
Like a very politically correct person, I guess.
Hyper liberal, so that's what I could
take both of those things put together, and made a comment to us about how like basically she thought it was really fucked up that we were coming to an island and adding to the problem that is already a problem here, you know? And at the time I was like, fuck you. But now I understand a little bit more where she's coming from because I've experienced it firsthand.
But we live in a bus, babe.
I know.
So
it is a problem, and like
we
I am an American.
We aren't those tourists coming here and
We
buying
aren't,
a no, but so for her to say that is still obnoxious.
I know, but for Americans, like Americans are doing that. Like it is happening,
Totally.
and we are to blame, and we have to take accountability.
Maui's gonna be Honolulu in 20 years.
Yeah, for sure.
Tall buildings and
Yeah, we've talked to so many people like this. One guy, we call him Big Sean, that Chad helps do some construction stuff with, or has one time, and maybe we'll do again in the future. And he's been on the island for what, like 50 years or something?
50 years off and on.
And the way he talks about, how the island was even 20 years ago compared to how it is now is crazy. And 20 years from now, it's going to be completely built out. Like, that's just how
it's
it goes.
Gonna be. You guys will hear of a place called Kahului, and it's gonna be the new Honolulu.
Yeah, for real. Yeah. Do you speak Hawaiian? We do not.
We say a few things.
We know a little bit of like Pidgin, which is the language that.
Pidgin's like its own different thing.
Yeah.
Pidgin is like slang Hawaiian mixed with
English mixed with.
Yeah, it's like it's like this weird. Like that's probably the best Pidgin I'll ever do.
That was actually really good. Yeah.
It's an automatic broad. It's welcome for the kabash.
That's literally Pidgin.
Like Hawaiian. Like everyone thinks you say I can't even say it the wrong way anymore. Ukulele. Everyone thinks you say ukulele, but it's ukulele.
Mm-hmm.
Like Hawaii is not pronounced Hawaii. It's Hawaii. Hawaii. W's or V's. Kahului is Kahului. Paia is actually pronounced Paia, but spelled Paella.
Yeah.
So it's like all these little things you start to learn about the language. And that's how you can kind of tell how long people have been here. It's how they actually pronounce things that aren't spelled. If they can pronounce things non-phonetically,
Yeah.
this is the proper way to say it. Just have off of knowing.
Ben and Stacy said you deserve to live your dream, though.
You guys are awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. We hope to like give back as much as we can, and we're trying to forge as many relationships with as many people as we can on the island. And of course, it's really, really special when people who have lived here for a long time take a liking to us, because they have so much to teach us about Maui, and it's absolutely incredible. So many places that we would never find on our own, like Sean has been able to talk to us about or share with us, which is just so, so cool.
We've got an exclusive tour for sure.
Yeah.
There's like this whole part of the island. If you look at a map of Hawaii, it looks kind of like a head and a bust.
Maui?
Maui, I mean. The island of Maui. And so many people have never even left kind of the face part of the head. And the whole bust area is where we are. And then on the backside is where Hana is, about as far away as you can get from the hotels and everything. It's right there. So there's so many people who have never even experienced the jungly side. I don't know if you guys saw those videos where we went to the waterfalls and like, it was just this amazing, overgrown, tropical like rainforest is what it was.
Yeah.
Like. That was Hana, and so many people don't know that side of the island.
Absolutely.
So many people don't even know upcountry, which is where we are right now.
And somebody commented a little while ago saying that they want us to make more videos showing more stuff in Maui because a lot of people might not get the opportunity to come to Maui, and we want to do that. Something that we've recently just worked out with Sarah is we've been here for 3 weeks and we haven't had like a day off, so to speak, where we don't do anything on the property. So we talked to her about that today, and we're now going to have Sundays be like a day where we'll do our live streams, and then we're going to hit it and go on some adventure somewhere we have never been.
Start checking off our Maui
and
bucket
we'll
list.
vlog those days so that we can share more of that, because I know those are the videos we were making. And honestly, like the reason our last 2 vlogs have been around the house because that's like where we've been a lot.
Seems a nice bowl cut.
Yeah, someone said sorry, Bob has, so sorry to hear about the bus move. It's not like a move. We're all still on the same property. We just moved to a different area on the property.
Yeah, we're still on the same piece. It's just, yeah, we have that huge vast view. I mean, we still do. We can still see the exact same view out this window.
Kind of, yeah.
Oh, when you lean back like that, it's a little brighter, man. And let that light in from that window. No, maybe not.
I don't know why I'm so tired.
Okay, so
anyway,
57 minutes. We're coming up on it.
Yeah.
Maui bucket list, exactly, Michael. You're gonna see a kind of series from us where every week we're gonna release a video that's checking off something from our Maui bucket list. It'll probably be Wednesday's videos because we're gonna record them on Sunday. So we're gonna come up with the Maui bucket list, and you guys are gonna see that. We're gonna take you along, and
for sure.
If there's things in Maui that you've heard about that aren't like scuba diving, or not scuba diving, like a submarine or helicopters, something that's not going to cost us a ton of money, but just a location where let us know, and we'll try to go there and put it on our bucket list to show you guys.
I know, I'd love to do a submarine thing, even though that's in the water. I think that'd be so cool.
Yeah.
How much does diesel and gas go for? It's actually gone down since the first time that we were in Maui. It's probably unleaded. It's probably like 4-ish.
350.
Is that roach inside or outside?
No, it's outside.
Are you sure?
Yeah. You guys want to see? It's outside. It's like 350. Okay.
And they fly. They're flying roaches.
Welcome to Hawaii.
Welcome.
Someone. Good night, guys.
Chris
It wasn't just
said,
the rush.
when will you be putting more music on your other channel, Boo?
4 people just went. Whenever I get a chance, I really want to record some ukulele stuff. I want to record some piano stuff and put it up there, and yeah, just get back into music. So as soon as I have an opportunity to do that and breathe a little bit, then I really want to do it. I've been thinking about it a lot, thinking about what songs I want to do and how I want to do that channel. Because I think I want to actually do some vlogs on that channel too.
Yeah.
So I want to talk you through my journey with music, I think.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
That sounds like a great idea. Everyone's saying gas is so cheap there.
$2 and
we know.
Just mail some over here, guys.
Honestly, our trip that we took from Colorado to Pennsylvania and then from Pennsylvania down to Florida right before we came here
So cheap.
was so cheap. It was insane. Now it's almost like it's not just that we're not going out places because like we've been doing stuff on the property. Part of it's because we've been using a Toyota. We've been lucky enough to use a Toyota Highlander, and it doesn't get the best gas
2.6.
mileage in the
It's a big old
world.
guy.
So it's like kind of expensive anytime we want to go into town, and we live like up on the mountain. So if you want to go down to the beach, obviously you have to drive down the mountain. So it's
About
kind of
20 minutes to the
kind
beach
of
from here.
crazy. Yeah, I mean if not more.
The other thing is to consider though, Maui's only so big. Like, it's not quite like if gas was the same price in Colorado, we would have been in big trouble. I guess is what I'm trying to say. It kind of works itself out.
Yeah.
We probably spend the same and a little less here because we don't travel quite as much.
Yeah, for sure.
Because the destinations aren't actually as far away. We'd go from Fort Collins to Boulder, and if we had to do that with the gas prices out here, it would be insane.
Do you think this bus gets better gas mileage than the other bus?
I don't know. This is a flex fuel, so we can actually use the different gas
Corn
and
and
try it.
stuff?
Well, they have that flex fuel. It's cheaper. Flex fuel is like $3.19 here, so we could actually use that in this bus, which isn't as bad, I guess. But
yeah.
Anyway,
guys,
$1.86 in Missouri.
We're getting hit up by the homies.
Yeah, we should probably get off here. It's been an hour. Thank you
Yep,
so much
we
for
have a
spending your
couple more things to
Sunday
do.
late afternoon with us. Evening, I guess.
Yeah, I guess it is. It's already what? Let's see. It's 8 o'clock on the East Coast, right? 5 o'clock in Colorado. Does
This
the bus,
bus,
have a
I
V10?
believe, has a V8. Our last bus had a 7.3 liter turbo diesel V8. This one has smaller engine. It's the Ecoline E350. Well, I haven't actually gotten into the hood of it.
Yeah, it's super powerful though.
Yeah.
All
right, gang.
Anyway.
Well, have a fantastic evening.
Yeah.
Look forward
Thank
to an
you all.
adventure video or some kind of awesome video on Wednesday.
Yes.
We're probably going to do the How We Survive Here video on Wednesday.
Exactly. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, D Silva, so much for your continual support of us. Like,
we blow our mind. We love you so much. Honestly, thank you.
Yeah. What else can I say?
We love all you
except for
guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here, and live zealously.
Yeah. See you next time.
See you
Bye,
next
guys.
time.